Okay, hello, my name's Sam, my pronouns are they, them, and welcome to my office. So it's NaNoWriMo day one, day number one. It is 6:55. I have a bagel, and I have my latte in my special Olaf mug. And I'm gonna try and get in like a half an hour of writing before I have to go into work. So I'm really excited about this. I am going to give a little bit more detail later when I have more time, but I just kind of wanted to start writing. Hello. So right now it's like 5:20. I just got home from work and I wanted to give like a fairly quick idea of what I'm doing for NaNoWriMo this year and what my ultimate goals are. For Nano this year, I am taking a lot of inspiration from TJ Klune and Under the Whispering Door and The House on the Cerulean Sea, and doing something that's like kind of like a magical realism, contemporary, kind of romancy kind of thing. That's the general vibe that I'm going for, because I want something that's like feel good. I don't really want to do something that like hurts my heart, because I don't have it in me right now. It's gonna be like a Selkie romance, like a Selkie human romance, but I'm not really focusing on any of the lore of Selkies or like the reality of Selkies. I'm not doing all that, and I'll kind of explain as to why more after this. But so you've got like your Selkie, and she ends up dropping her coat in a coffee shop, and someone else picks it up for her. And it's just kind of going to be like her seeing her chance of, this could now be my human, this could be my way to like stay on land after college. And I don't really have anything planned out very well. Like I have the first, I think, 10 chapters planned out, but that's about it. And the reason that I'm doing this the way that I am is because I'm using Nano as a way to like get into a writing routine, get back into writing, because I haven't consistently written since I was in college almost 2 years ago now. Wow, almost 2 years ago. That hurts. And I'm just kind of using this as like a zero draft phase. Like I don't really think that this will end up going anywhere afterwards, but this is just kind of to warm me up, to get me back into a routine and to start prioritizing writing again. So it's not so much that I'm writing this 50,000 words and I'm planning on like publishing it after or anything like that. Like I don't really have any expectations for this other than to get myself back to the mindset that I want to be in. Which is to prioritize writing, to practice writing, to, you know, warm myself back up to the concept, to see if it's something that I really want to focus on going forward in my career, or if I want to kind of steer clear of that and go towards the editing route. So that's kind of the plan for Nano, and I think that NaNoWriMo can be really fun as long as you set your boundaries with yourself and you set your expectations for yourself and you don't expect too much. So that's my focus at this point, is to not expect too much. If I'm tossing garbage at the page, at least I'm tossing something there. That's my mindset. So I am going to go have some food and then relax for like an hour and then do more writing, because I've written like 600 words today, So I still got quite a ways to go today. So I'll check in with you while I'm writing. Okay, hello. So it is actually the 3rd day of November. I did not check in yesterday, really, except for my check-in on where I'm at for numbers. This week has been really rough, but I feel really good because I have so far twice made time to write and to prioritize writing, so that was really nice. Overall, I'm genuinely just like happy with the process and how it's going so far. I certainly wouldn't say like this writing's particularly great writing, but this is my first dip into everything in almost 2 years. So I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm starting to develop the story a little bit and kind of get an idea of where it's all going. So I'm excited. Okay, so I am going to start writing for today. I'm putting a 30-minute timer on the clock, and right now I have 3,405 words written. So I guess let's get started. Okay, hello. So it is NaNoWriMo day 8. I am not unhappy with where I am at. I want to say that right now. I am not unhappy with the direction that I am currently going. I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff done. So, let's kind of talk about where I am at in this. So I've got my 2 main characters right now. I've got my Selkie main character and my human main character, and they've had their interaction where my human main character touches the Selkie's coat without realizing that it's more than just a jacket. It's like their actual skin. So we've had that interaction. So they've met. They've had their like initial moment. But from then on, we've kind of diverted paths. I am kind of trying to build up their individual story arcs and then bring them back together. I want both of these characters to be interesting in and of themselves, and just kind of circumstance and some attraction and like societal expectation in a way bring them together. I'm currently working on bringing them back together. My Selkie main character has just gotten her opportunity that will help her stay on land permanently. In terms of the human world, we still have to deal with what goes on in Selkie world, and mainly her family. We're focused more on her than we are on my human main character right now, which will kind of shift a little bit as we go forward, as they start to meet in the middle. My Selkie main character is the one who has like the giant life-altering things going on, where my human main character is more of like just dealing with like a lot of inner stuff, some found family stuff, you know, things along those lines. Not so much of like world-shattering, life-altering things. So I'm feeling pretty okay right now. I'm gonna sit down. Right now it's 6:21 p.m. My girlfriend won't be home until around 9, so I want to get some stuff done, get some hardcore writing done. If I could get 3,000 words done tonight, I would be beyond happy. So that's my goal at this point, is to do 3,000 and above, which is double what I technically am supposed to do in a day, but since I was on a little trip to see some family, I didn't do that much writing, which is why I haven't really done any updates. All of my writing that I did was pretty much like my grandparents and I sat at the kitchen table every morning, and my grandfather did his newspaper crossword, and I did a writing session, and my grandma checked her work emails, and we all had breakfast and coffee together, and that's pretty much the only time I was writing. So not bad, but not where I want to be. So it's time to catch up before it's time for me to go home for Thanksgiving / Christmas. We don't actually celebrate Thanksgiving in any capacity in my family. We do Christmas in November now because I don't like to drive in the middle of winter. But that's besides the point. So I've got everything set up. I've got my cozy lighting. I put on the space heater to warm up the room a little bit. And I've got my Christmas cookie candle. And then I've got some nice warm eggnog. And I got a water. So I've got everything that I could ever need. So I am going to get started on that. Tuesday the 9th. I got some writing done yesterday, but not enough. I only got like a little less than 1,000 words done because I am sick. So it's like 10 o'clock on Wednesday right now, and I should be at work, but I called out because I am sick. So today is the day to catch up on writing. So far today I've gotten in about 300 words, so I've got another like 4,000 or 5,000 to go, and I believe in myself. I feel like I can do this with enough caffeine and enough snacks. So that's the plan, and we're gonna go from there. I just did my first half an hour. I'm at 858 words for today now. I got up and I stretched and I did my shit. Tip number 1, stretch. If you're sitting down writing for a half an hour, just take a break after and stretch it out. Honestly, that's all I got. Okay. So I'm going to sit, do another half an hour, and then I will check in again. So I will say about my story right now, I'm starting to get a little worried that like the romance that's shipped is not what I want to be shipped. So I have my human character, who right now their name is Everest. I don't know if it's going to stay that. and their best friend in the entire world and roommate is Mars. And then I've got my Selkie character, and her best friend, also her roommate, is Jamie. All of these names are subject to change, honestly. But I feel like my concern is that Mars and Everest can be seen romantically, and I don't want them to be seen romantically in any capacity. I want them to be seen as just best friends and like found family. And I feel like I don't have that issue with Jamie and Ivy because I've spent more time with them than I have with Everest and Mars. Like, I'm definitely building up Ivy as a Selkie character more than I'm building up anyone else. But I'm hoping that by the end of today, we'll kind of get to that point where you can start to see Ivy and Everest together. So that's kind of where we're going for today. I hit the 10,000 word mark. So let's just keep going. Okay, hello. Welcome to my hammock. So I just finished another 30-minute writing sprint, and I got 832 words in. So I've written for a total of an hour and a half today, and I have a total of 2,600 words done. So I am like halfway to my goal for today, and I would say that's really, really good. I think that I'm going to put on some shoes, and Sadie and I are going to walk around the yard for a little while, stretch our legs, and then I'm going to make some, and probably get in a little bit of reading time. And then I'm going to keep writing. I'm going to do all the writing today. Oh, hello, Mr. Bird. Okay, yeah. So I'll see you guys in a couple hours, probably. Hello. So I'm gonna close out this half of Nano with everyone. I am currently, right now it's the 17th, so I'm a couple days late, but that's okay. I'm running a smidge behind on Nano right now, but that is also okay. I kind of want to talk about the mentality that I've gone into with this, the mentality that I'm at now, what I'm feeling about my story, and how I'm feeling about my writing routine. So, I'm a little bit behind right now. Today, I'm supposed to be at 28,333 words. I haven't written anything yet today, but right now I am at a total of 25,002 words. So I'm a smidge behind, but nothing too bad. I always fall a little bit behind during the week, just because of my work and all of that fun jazz. But I still feel good about everything. So let's kind of discuss. I started the thought process of going into Nano. I wanted to focus on building in a writing routine, getting used to writing again, getting back into it, because I haven't really written anything since I graduated college, and I didn't really go into this with the thought process that I'm going in and I'm writing a whole book and it's going to be something that I'm going to work on and get published eventually. That's not really where I am personally at with this one. I don't really have any expectations for where I'm going to go next with this. If I end up deciding that I want to scrap it afterwards, then I do. If I end up that I want to go through like a couple rounds of edits with it, and then I scrap it afterwards and I just am not feeling it, then that's fine too. I'm just kind of getting back into my routines and trying my hand at some long form stuff, because I mostly do short fiction, shorter creative nonfiction, stuff like that. So I'm trying to shift over into the realm that I am most interested in, which is novels, specifically fiction novels. So that's kind of where I started out, and I still feel the same, honestly. I still don't really have any expectations for this story, and I don't really have a really big idea of where it's going to go. So I wouldn't say that I'm a plotter, and I wouldn't say that I'm a pantser. I'm a little bit in between. I ended up writing an outline, like a very basic outline for the first like 10 chapters, and I didn't really draw up character maps or anything, which is something that I would normally do and that I should have done, but I didn't because I was being lazy and I couldn't make decisions. And that's fine. So the story has kind of taken on a life of its own. I originally kind of started this off of a like Tumblr prompt thing about selkies that I found and that I had been thinking about for probably like 3 or 4 years now. And I was planning on it going in one direction, and I don't feel like it's super going in that direction anymore. But so when I started this was supposed to be about a Selkie and a human. A Selkie was a college student. She was doing like a foreign exchange student kind of thing, but instead of internationally, she is coming from the sea, and she's on land. And no one really knows that this program exists, but it does. And she's at a coffee shop one day, doing her thing with her best friend, and her coat falls onto the ground, and this super grumpy, non-binary barista ends up picking it up for her, and it kind of is supposed to turn into a lovey romance from there. My thought process was that we were going to take traditional Selkie values and use this person picked up my coat for me as an excuse for her to stay on land more permanently to her family, because she was afraid to be open and honest about her actual wants with her family. And it all comes upon this unknowing little barista by chance. I don't really know if that's where I'm gonna go from here. I don't know. But I'm having a really good time with it. I haven't been meeting my word count goals every day, obviously. But I have been writing every single day. I've written every single day for 16 days. After today, it'll be 17, which I'm really, really proud of. So where I'm at is, even if I end up failing this, I'm really happy with the routine that I'm building for myself. I'm really happy with the processes that are coming out of this. I'm really happy to learn about where and when and how I write best, and trying to work with my daily schedule to insert some writing times into the times that I feel like I work best. This is just kind of like a little nano check-in. I do want to say that I think the thing that makes or breaks nano is not what you're actually writing, or how many words you're writing, or your routine. I honestly think it's the mindset. Because I tried to do nano for the first time last year, and I failed completely. But I don't feel like I went into it with like a good mindset. I didn't even go into it with the mindset of like, I'm gonna write this and it's gonna be a book that I'm gonna work on publishing. But I just went into it with all of the expectations of like, I have to do this, I have to get this done, instead of the, I want to do this. I want to establish a routine. I want to learn more about my writing patterns. I want to get back into this thing that I have such a passion for, that I've always kind of like shoved to the side. So if anyone's thinking about doing nano for next year, I really think that it just has to do with the mindset of everything. Now, if I end up doing Nano next year, here are some things that I will do differently as of right now at this midpoint. I will do character charts. For the love of God, I will at least do my 2 main characters, their character charts. For the love of God. That was a stupid idea. Editing me is gonna hate me with my entire being. That's fine. I would have made Pinterest mood boards for my characters, the important settings, and just the general vibes. So I can condense them a little bit and keep them in like an easy to consume place. Because sometimes when you're plotting, you're writing everything out, you're doing your thing, it's so much for your brain to go back and look at the words that you wrote out on the page that describe things. When it's much easier for dead writer brain to look at Pinterest boards and just scroll through the pretty colors. Number 3, I think that I will plot a little bit more into the story. Have a more distinct beginning, middle, and end. Because I feel like I get the beginning and I get the end, but you lose me in the middle, and therefore I now don't know how to get to the end that I was originally planning, and now I feel like I have to change the ending based on where I'm taking the middle because I didn't plan the middle. So yeah. And number 4, I think that I would get a better desk chair. Now that I'm sitting at my desk chair, which I love my desk chair. It's a giant box. I built a giant box, and I put a cushion on top of it, and it lets me sit crisscross applesauce. It lets me sit on my knees. It lets me like move and shake and do my thing. But it has no back support. And I think that I am coming to understand the value of some back support. But that's okay. That's okay. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now for Nano. I'm pretty happy. I'm excited to keep going, and I hope that everyone is hitting their Nano goals that they want. They're working with their mindset. They're doing everything that their hopes and dreams could ever come up with. So I thank everyone for hanging out with me through this vlog. I will do a final Nano check-in later in the month, probably beginning of December. And I hope everyone's super happy. Bye.